So here's a random fact that I actually learned in a live stream with Roman Holiday recently, the person who makes the AI mod. It turns out that it is coded into the game that if an AI comes to you with a trade deal, it will be more favorable to you than if you go to it with a trade deal. So often some of the peace deals that you get in war, where they offer you tons of gold and resources and great works, you can never replicate them yourself because they actually come to you more favorably. And that's one of the reasons why in the game will offer you friendship on their terms but not yours, because of that little quirk in how it works out diplomacy. I never knew that. I think that's fascinating. So thank you, Roman Holiday, for that little tidbit. At any rate, the Research Alliance resumes. They're going to pay me 12 gold per turn for it. We were on 108 science. I just flip this around, let it update. You can see it went up to 143. That's how much science our Science Alliance is providing us. Yes, it is also giving him science. We can cope with that though. Here's the Barb camp. You're going down. I'm sorry. I'm not having this anymore. Mastia has been raided one too many times. A little tickling eruption. Oh no, my mine above Pantanal. Luckily Pantanal doesn't melt. That would be unfortunate if it did. Almost up at coal power plant now. That will help the economy just a touch. Actually, there's a really good thing to sending this many trade routes to Persia. Quite simply, it means that their cities are going to be really, really big when we conquer them. You know, the betrayal is going to be absolutely wild. Always look forward to the grand betrayal. Vietnam has declared war on Cahokia. Now that is interesting and useful because it gives me a really good opportunity to go to war with Vietnam later. A very easy grievance to use. We'll remember that for later. Triangular trade is offering 80 gold per turn. That is so tempting to do, but I'm getting 20 science and 20 culture from my trade routes here. Trade Confederation is a really, really good ability when you've got this many trade routes going. Onto colonialism and natural history. I like to rush this for water parks and for aquariums and zoos. Very easy ways of getting large amounts of happiness in your empire. I was also just thinking, I get Akkad before this war. Maybe. But I have to get rid of Visselbank, and there are a couple of quests and things that I could do. You know what? I'm just going to get this great scientist with a bit of faith. Do I do that? No, we'll get that in a bit. I'm going to pick up Bisheng to let myself get another district. That'll be handy in a little bit. Now we're on to Da Vinci. Very useful, great engineer. More trade routes available. I can even treat myself to a couple more shipyards just to increase production even further. I love the good shipyard combination. It's always amazing. Printing boosted. Another district in my capital. Probably throw the next one in to Washington if I've got a choice, which I do. I always have a choice. This lovely 12 population outpost in the middle of the sea. I don't mind if I do. Let's start a colonial war. Ally, will you come to war as well? Oh, you will. There you go. 45 combat strength. Coupe is now at war with everyone apart from Egypt. Egypt, of course, who we have just fried in the last battle. We don't really care about them at all. Bring my great person in, and as you can see, we can very quickly start laying the damage on. Bring this caravel in. There's another encampment we need to be a little bit careful of. I'll keep my melee troops just back so they don't get invaded or bombarded. This won't take too long. We'll nip this little island and then we'll go after their heartlands. Oh, Geneva declared war on me. I think not. Thank you. I'll take them back. Bit of era score. Always take the era score. I don't need a CAD. I just need Geneva not to be attacking me. Hopefully they'll attack my caravel a couple of times. Oh, no, they didn't. But there is a trebuchet there. Now, trebuchets do quite a bit of damage to boats. I'm going to move my unit around a little bit. Maybe we can get the siege from a different direction. Getting this tile is going to be a problem. Fine. The caravel's just going to have to take a hit on that one. Oh, well. Keep on firing. It can't heal now. It's all good. And I'll just linger here in case there are some beautiful trade routes I can go and pillage. Oh, barbarians, you need to learn to go away. Sir is not a fan. He likes his trade routes. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to complain repeatedly, but I like my trade routes, so please go away. Barb camp defeated to my north as well. Thank goodness. Kilwer, 3 envoys when built, and the city I build it in gets a 15% boost if there's a bunch of city-states that I am suzerain of. Now, I don't actually have many city-states at the moment, so this city is going to get 15% production boost to units. It's going to get faith, science, and gold. However, we can probably, as we find more city-states and expand our influence, we can do a little bit more. Spending my faith on this scientist because that gives an envoy at Akkad. Then I will throw 3 more towards Akkad, which means I've now got 15% towards production on all units, civilian and military. That is a really good combo. I'm also now going to start building the wonderful campuses. I'm going to switch and pivot now to science, mainly for the combat boost I get, to be honest with you. That's the main reason. Okay, I have an admiral that has arrived now. That's amazing news. Can we take the city this turn? We could. Now the question is going to be, do we keep the lighthouse here? I think I want to keep the lighthouse here. Again, there's a commercial hub as well. Why does the AI always build these two? I'm going to steal the trade routes. That is some 3 gold, but I'm not going to pillage anything else. We're just going to take the city. Oh, it's loyal. Amazing. Now, I've also noticed that there is a market and a lighthouse all within range of the same tile. So if I build my neighborhood in the middle, they both get adjacency. Almost too easy, eh? All right, let's start upgrading my units as they sail through. We've got a bunch of muskets now, and we'll head to Coupe's next city. I'm going to give this city a shipyard because it goes from being quite unproductive to a productive monster. Coal power makes me so proud to see that one. Colonial taxes is now giving me quite a bit of gold. Do I want that or serfdom? Serfdom is still quite useful. I think I'm just going to hold on to colonial taxes for a bit. A 3 technology and a tribal hut. Wow. That's why you leave tribal huts to the end of the game. I just got banking. Totally for 3 there. Beautiful. It encourages you to play badly. Oh, whoa. Is the trader going in totally the opposite direction? No, it's not. I don't know why the map just went like that. Wow. Crazy. We do need to improve our science a little bit. I am aware that we've now pushed Persia's science above 200. Again, I don't really mind. That's okay for me. We're okay with a little bit of AI buffing. I just need to stay aware of it. That's the main thing. Might just treat myself to about 40 Diplo favor because I see an emergency is about to be called and it would be good to vote down just a little bit. I don't trust the AI not to try and throw an emergency up for this city, which is clearly mine. It's clearly mine. Yeah, look at that. You see, I called it. 3 votes down. It might still go through. It did go through. Oh, Vietnam has declared on me. Oh, well now. Well now. They forced my hand. I say forced my hand. I absolutely started this. Let's quickly drop back into exploration and we're going to pick up press gangs. That will let me build my frigates a lot quicker. You can see campus. We're going to rush some frigates as soon as we can, pick up ironclads briefly for the combat bonus, and then we're going to go for battleships. A little bit of the weird play there. I appreciate 3 bank and a market in this city. Oh, look, another trader. I think we're going to take Coupe out of the game first. I say that. They've just settled up there. Well, we might not take them out first, but we're going to take these 2 cities out with my navy, and then we're going to attack Vietnam. So Vietnam have a small respite here. My navy is preoccupied. We are elsewhere. There is another 13 population city. This is what I love about Coupe. The population of their cities is often frighteningly high, but that makes them really good for loyalty when you do take them over. Do I want to take the musketmen in that direction? I'm going to keep the musketmen back here because they're going to be more useful in Vietnam. We'll separate out the navy here. Vietnam actually does have a larger army than I do, so we should expect something. In fact, there is a knight that is now going to start probably pillaging my extra trade routes. You know, I've only got 24 trade routes. This isn't fun. Can I kill this embarked unit? No, but I can give it a bit of a headache. Bring my melee troops back. As I mentioned, I'm going to keep those for the invasion of Vietnam whilst the rest of my army makes its way in this direction. Frigates might have to sit and get attacked by an encampment here. Considering that I'm attacking with 84 strength, I don't think we're going to be waiting here for very long. 2 libraries now on the way. Come on, we can get to 200 science, not before Persia, but we can get to 300 before them, I'm pretty sure. Exploration. So before I pop that in, I just want to use my gold to get the 3/cheaper upgrades. So there's a musket. All of my units are generally pretty upgraded though, although the forest elephant, no, the forest elephant can't get upgraded yet either. I wouldn't really want to upgrade it. It's perfect as it is. All right, now we're going to pop in press gangs, 100% production towards all naval units, including my frigates. Oh, that's a lot of troops, but they're all in the sea. And you see, that is a problem, because now I can just grind admiral points by killing your poor embarked elephants. Yep, it's unfortunate, isn't it? There you go. Pull my muskets a little bit closer. We want to get those to the point. Well, I can disembark into territory. What sort of wall is that? An ancient wall. That's unfortunate, isn't it? A siege tower will work perfectly on that. Remember to pillage, especially builder improvements. They're so easily fixed, you might as well. Another city falls to me. Again, nice and loyal because it's in the middle of nowhere and the population is very high. Let's use my caravel to scout at the next city. Another encampment, but quite an easy strike again. So this city again has a commercial hub and a harbour, and they're next to each other. Lovely. Put the shipyard in, but the market. If anything, I'm just bringing industry over to Coupe. I'll get rid of that fishing boat. It's a good fishing boat, don't get me wrong. Now I've got way more yields. Oh yeah, I've got Akkad. I'd forgotten about the fact that I had Akkad. It means my muskets can actually attack from the sea and still do full damage. That's really nice. We'll just keep my units around just to make sure that we are covered on all fronts. I reckon this invasion might be slightly easier than I had expected. Washington, can you do me the honors of starting to build a new navy? Actually, is that the place to do it, or is it this city? Frigate in 3 turns. Yeah, let's just start doing it. Let's start building a navy. Washington, you get a rest respite. Instead, can you build an industrial zone? Again, remember, I get adjacency from it being next to my unique improvement. 31 turns in Susa. Look at that, to 16. I just sent 2 trade routes to this random Persian city in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just watching my Vissel Bank trickle in. Oh, it's very satisfying. I know that I'm basically the only thing economically keeping Persia alive right now. That does provide me with quite a lot of satisfaction. All right, this is a bold attack, but these are all levied units, which means I care not for them at all. We have a -10 amphibious attack penalty, but we have +3 from intel, +4 from my foreign ministry. I have +4 from my adjacent Shofet, and then another +4 because it's a Shofet with the levy. So they're actually attacking with 60, even though I get a -10 strike. I am quite enjoying that. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3. The walls are almost entirely gone already. Now I bring my Great Admiral in, and the caravels are going to do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. The city's half broken already. It's all quite satisfying. Oh, I'll tell you what I should have done. Brought the siege tower in. That would have been clever. A siege tower from the sea. Yeah. Whoops. I didn't even need it. Look, the levied troops were too powerful. A new city. Gadir. This is going to be a beautiful place, especially because I already have a nice +5 harbor. That's before I even commercial hub and then put my unique district there. Look at this. These little quadrangles are wonderful. Coupe's capital, the next to be attacked by my ridiculously overpowered units. I like it. Sorry, Coupe. Then my navy is going to turn, and what can my navy do? Vietnam is sensibly settled away from the coast. Maybe I'll head up this way. Actually, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3 cities on the coast there. Remember I said I was going to put another city right next to my capital? Well, here is the city, and it's mainly so that I can grab this tile from it and put a second unique improvement right down next to its harbor and commercial hub. That's going to really boost the adjacency of this commercial hub. Oh, it's already on 18. It's going to be significantly better. Caravels, make a second round of attacks, please. Maybe you won't get final kill. That's fine. This time the musket will. Bam, taken, done. Again, a harbor and a commercial hub. You really shouldn't have. Like, I'm serious. This is not to be encouraged. Don't keep giving me all of these things. How's my coal? My coal is doing pretty good, actually. Do I make a level 3 caravel into an ironclad? Yeah, go on then. Gives me the steel boost, but now I can use that as a battering ram against these cities as my navy escorts its way to the left. Metal casting. Next up, line infantry, ballistics, rifling, refining. Do you need a kill with a knight? That's something I feel I should be able to do pretty easily. In order to facilitate this, let's actually buy a knight. I believe that is Coupe. Yes, the capital is now gone. The loyalty was weirdly difficult on that one, but I think that's just because Persia's nearby. Of all of the cities, to not have a harbor, this is the one. Well done, Coupe. Well done. Ever really helping to prove that Coupe AI is good. Now we just need to go and take this city out, and we'll be there. Coupe will be no more. Okay, my knight is ready. It's in place. We're just holding the enemy knight there so that they can't do anything. Should, I think, be able to pincer in and get the kill next turn. Level 4 frigate with +1 combat range. Look at that. Battleship or missile cruiser that can now attack across 4 tiles. Very handy. Oh no! A privateer hit my ironclad for 8 damage. What a shame. What an outrageous shame. Oh no! Vietnam has built a wooden boat. A couple of sails to beat my ironclad fleet. Should I say that? I haven't really got an ironclad fleet. These are more caravels at the moment, but still, the mismatch is there, and bam. You really going to stop my ironclad? I didn't think so. Okay. Kill the knight. Kill with the knight. We can do it. The forest elephant actually does some really impressive damage, and there is the military science boost. So what we're going to do to keep up with this. 2 forts in my territory. Do I have an encampment? That's a good question. Yes. Mainly in all of the stuff that I have conquered. Have I unlocked forts? This is something I always forget about. Yes, I have. I've got siege tactics. All right. Put 2 of those down in my own territory. It's going to pull the musket back just for a turn because I am about to get a rather large upgrade for a lot of these units. The thing I like about Persia is that Persia is doing pretty much exactly what I'm doing. Heavy on science, heavy on admirals, heavy on generals. Me and Persia against the world. I mean, sure, we set the world against us, but who is really counting on such things, you know? Now we've got loads of line infantry now. That is a good set of upgrades. I think this might be the capital actually just above me. It is. This might be a very difficult city to break, but we'll give it a good go. The occasional +4 campers does make me rather intrigued. Yep, let's just pick that up. Thank you. The industrial era. Whoa. Oh, okay, well, a lot of my trade routes are now exposed unless I protect them again. There's a lot of Dark Ages there as well. We like that. I think for me, yeah, Hexonic Draconis just isn't doing anything for me. It's the fact that trade routes gain 3 gold per specialty district. We know that Persia are building a lot of those because I'm flooding them with food and production. So they are actually building districts. The fact that I cannot be pillaged, that makes a huge difference. If I just show you, we're on 909 gold. That goes now to 1,300. So it's worth 400 per turn. I think that's pretty decent. And that doesn't even factor in the extra stuff we're doing. Yeah, look at this, 34 gold, 15 gold from other bonuses. And the more we do this, the more the AI builds. Look, Patala Palace, Big Ben. I'm not going to stop them doing this. You build as much as you want. You do exactly what makes you feel happy. I am going to not take your cities later. I promise. Archaeological Museum. There's natural history. Zoos, aquariums, all sorts of things to keep us happy. One attack on this city and another. Bam, we take it. The loyalty is pretty terrible. Don't worry, there are more cities in the area. And my Giga Navy has finally arrived. My second thought, ballistics improved. It's such an easy little boost, that one, but one that people always forget. Hannibal the Great appears and suddenly, oh no, Coupe's last city is under siege. I have reinforcements on the way. Oh, I say reinforcements. I have a single boat that's damaged on the way. Haha! Soon you will know my theory, Coupe. The adventures of Broken Boat and Bob. Ballistics. Enlightenment. None of this matters to me. None of it at all. Not that I'm planning ahead for the final capital, but I did notice that, just coincidentally, Persia's capital appears to be 3 tiles away from the coast. 3 tiles. Just interesting that, just in case you noticed. Random fact of the day. This is good. Line inventory stacked with a siege tower and a CAD, and with a +8 bonus there. And I've just got myself a general, which I'll move to the front line in a second. This means that I've got 77 attack at the moment on encampments, and I'm ignoring walls and killing them at the same time. Oh, yeah, it's a combo. That is a combo. My ironclad pushes through whilst my other units heal. I will treat myself to one more ironclad. Lovely stuff. As I get nationalism, I need at least a couple of units to act as juggernauts. Here is a frigate powered by one of my unique units and an admiral. The admiral doesn't work. Ah, well, close enough. Bam. See how quickly we can take this city. It's got some lovely wonders for me. It's very kind. I often think the AI makes this stuff for me specifically. It's like, Ursa, you deserve this wonder. Come and claim it. And I'm like, oh, go on then. If you insist, I'll take your city. Thank you very much. Oh, it threw walls up just as I was attacking it. Boring. Fine, that's what the frigate's for. Encampment destroyed. That's right. Push through, units. Push through. We intend on taking the capital next. And actually, this frigate can reach. I had totally forgotten about that. 76 damage. That's even before we put an admiral in there. Let's put an admiral in there. No, there's no point. Bam. Oh, it's actually quite useful. Reinforcements have finally arrived. The 1 caravel attack on Coupe's last city is now a 2 caravel attack. And I'm leaving this builder alone because hopefully they'll put a fishing boat down and then I can heal it. That'd be handy. There's rifling. 3 turns from refining. Battleships will be a big step up. Big step up in combat power. Lovely stuff. This city flipped. That's okay. Once we take the capital, we shouldn't have a problem with that. Can we get through? Yep, we certainly can. Oh, I meant to bring the general in before that point. That's better. I have actually overtaken Persia now on science per turn, just because of the universities I'm starting to build, and also because of my population. They have 103, I have 138. It's just a little bit of an increase, but that is a decent chunk more. Ooh, okay, so one thing I have spotted that I do need to actually pay a little bit of attention to. So it turns out that I actually follow Persia's religion, which means if I was to knock out Coupe and Vietnam from this game, Persia would win. Or we wouldn't want that. I have to be a little bit careful there. I feel like as I'm settling more cities, we're just running out of letters, so we're just skipping parts out now. I have an ironclad with the convoy promotion, and I've escorted the admiral, which is really cool. So I'm now getting +10 combat strength. It's attacking with 87 strength. People forget how strong melee units can be in the sea. Absolutely brutal. Oh, Coupe. That's clever. At the last minute, Coupe has just thrown a cavalry in their city, and I now don't have the combat power to take it. Oh, sneaky. sneaky. All right, I will retreat for now, but I will be back. I'll be back with allied support. Ooh, Yerevan just actually took all their units back. I realized that most of my army was Yerevan's. Whoopsie. I guess this gives me an opportunity to levy them again. How much gold is it? 540. Thank you. I'll take those back. They've even cored one of them for me. That's quite handy. Take this city again. Right, how's the loyalty on this one? Pretty good. Well, that means I can keep this one as well then. Amazing. And now turn our attention onto Maivo. Yes, blow the walls to bits. More cities, all for me. In my capital, is that a 10 city water park? No, there's an 11 city one there. Oh my lord. I was building frigates, but to be honest with you, that as an idea has that's appealed to me. Try and get some water parks in. So many cities. I love it. Come on, please let us take this city this turn. Otherwise, I've got a couple of boats that may end up not looking very happy. Yep, we've taken it. Good. More trade routes, more economic capacity. As mentioned, a CAD and also the siege tower in perfect tandem, evaporating the walls. Oh yeah. Meanwhile, I'm building frigate fleets. Not for any particular reason. Oh look, my spy arrived. Hey! +3 combat strength against Vietnam. It's a bit late now, but it is useful. Now I believe if I take over the city, Vietnam loses a lot of its bonuses in defense. So we'll just see if we can do that. My frigate fires. The line infantry will take the city. Yep, like so. Fantastic. And I can bring Hannibal in. Help me to move this unit into there. And then I've got another one, but I can move to the city. And then I can move you in there. Okay, that worked quite well. Nice. Anyway, the capital's mine. Would you look at that? 4 capitals captured. I have to say, one thing I have noticed, and this is a warning story for anyone looking to go wide. All of my cities have -1 amenities right now, and that's giving me -10% on all yields. It is one of the big reasons why Oligarchic Legacy seems like a really good idea at the time, but it's always, in my opinion, when you go wide, better to go Classical Republic to get the Classical Republic Legacy card. That would be 30 science, 20 culture, about 100 gold per turn, all from one card. Compare that to Trade Confederation. It's just an infinitely better card. People sleep on how good it is. It is an amazing card and should be used more often. Anyway, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that I have just unlocked the wonderful battleships, which I now have access to. So let's just get a couple of those in. Lovely. And we'll start just sauntering over in this direction. We won't be able to see how much damage we do against Sparta. We're unable to target it. We are technically allies. As you can see, Leventa, for instance, is, well, melted a little bit. Just need more navy. Always more navy. I think I want seaports so I can build battleship fleets from scratch. Civil engineering. Builders are not nearly as important for me anymore, so we're just going to do a quick change of everything. First, we're going to go for retainers for a little more happiness, and then we're going to go for liberalism for a little bit more happiness. Let's kick as many of these cities now into being happy. Did you see my yield jump there? Huge. I'll start to leave units in as many cities as I can. Not all of them. You know, some cities are going to be busy producing things like battleships. No reason. No reason whatsoever. Ironclad fleets. Now it can attack with 97 strength next turn. Actually, it doesn't have the movement to do that. We'll have to unfleet it first. But yeah, look at that. Sorry, Vietnam. There's not much you can do about this. Just is. Just is. Now I'm buying quite a few new battleships. What I'm doing is leaving them by Barbarian Island for a little bit because they are grinding those first few levels. At least the first level. That gives them +7 strength against cities. That'll make them much more powerful. I have a plan. I have a rough plan. It's not a very good plan, but it is a rough plan. Another city taker, and every time I take a city, the 5-turn timer on Warlord's Throne just goes up and up and up. And new cities as well. This one's been settled on coffee. Coffee. To be honest, I'm kind of settling out of reflex now. That's our 27th city. We've already got 36 trade routes up. Something tells me we don't need a lot more force here. When it comes to voting, I will continue to vote on the things that I know people will go for, such as city centre and Hinduism. I don't know which religion they're going to go for. It's just the top of the list, so we'll go for that. Hinduism, city centre. You see, look, sometimes you just have to believe. Another governor. What do I use you on? I don't know. Go for Victor, just in case Victor helps. I have 4 turns left of my alliance, so let's just declare war on Leventa. Again, it's target practice. This is a simulated attack as I'm buying more battleships in. Means I can get as many promotions as I can before the war starts. I've got a lot of coal, by the way. We've picked up 15 per turn, and I haven't really even been optimizing it. Incoming battleships. Look at all this era score that I'm claiming. Oh, it's wonderful. Everyone just shoots something. I don't care what it is. There's a promotion. You see, look, promotions. Yes, yes. More battleships, you say? Okay, actually, this should be enough. That gives me 1 fleet, 2 fleets, 3 fleets. Excellent. That's all we need. Why do we only need 3? There's only 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3 tiles that can attack the city. 91 strength. This is going to be really, really quite tough. That's why we are stacking together all the bonuses we can. Go for tanks. The reason tanks are good is because they can launch pretty impressive naval invasions. Oh, look, my own religion. If I pop that religion, a lot of my cities will actually get negative loyalty, so I need to be careful. It sounds like a really good idea, but I don't know if it is. No one's in risk of going for a religious victory, so we don't need to worry about it. I think I might just leave them there for a bit. Okay, the siege towers aren't going to do anything this time, but luckily for me, I don't need them because a CAD can destroy Renaissance walls. Excellent. Oh, actually, getting a religion is a good idea, because if I unlock Reformed Church, then I can use Wars of Religion. It'll give me another +4 combat strength against Persia because they have a religion. Oh, sometimes my genius knows no bounds. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, sir, if you declare war on your ally, all those 36 trade routes with Wisselbanken, they're not going to be able to do anything. Your entire economy collapse. Your science will disappear. And to all of that, I say, yes, you're absolutely right. I have a plan for once, and it is the University of Sancourt. I have built it in a pretty good city. And I'm actually now going to move Magnus and promote him and give him provision. And then all the trade routes can go here, and I can switch to a communist utopia, and every single city will trade with this one, and somehow it'll all be okay. You just watch this spot. You just watch this. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it's going to work. I could wait and make sure that every battleship has both lines of promotion. Could do that. Do I do that? I might as well do that. See if we can give them all the different lines of promotion, like this one, for instance. This can be line of battle and also bombardment. It's a little bit of setup, but I think it's normally worth it. To make the trade routes into the city even better, we're going to build a diplomatic quarter here. Don't say I sometimes don't do cool things. Trade routes into this city. Where's the closest governor title? I feel like I've wasted all my governor titles. We'll have to wait for the next one. Let's try taking out Coupe once again. My 87 strength ironclad is here now. Yeah, where's your cavalry now, Coupe? Where's your cavalry now? Oh, that's right. My level 4 frigate has finally arrived from the other front line. Here you go. Now that thing is powerful, and I can give it another, the core with another promotion. Now it's got line of battle as well. Now that is a 4-tile shooter, which means I can stack it back. So we can get another battleship in now. Amazing. This is another city taken from Vietnam. You had better believe so. Sure, my spy has been evacuated, but we don't mind that. All that we mind is that we've now got even more holdings in this area. More trade routes. Up to 40 trade route capacity now. That's quite silly. Oh no, my alliance has run out, and I'm going to denounce him immediately. Not that makes a difference. We're going to declare a surprise war. For a second, I thought I had the Golden Age War. I don't. Watch my entire economy collapse here. I was on 1,500 gold. I am now not. It has reduced itself quite considerably. Gonna leave Leventa alone briefly. Gonna move my ironclad in and hope that I have visibility. I do have visibility. So let's check I've got the promotions in here. You're gonna have line of battle. Now that's a double promoted one. You haven't got anything, but you do. So give yourself line of battle. Now we start doing some significant damage. Oh, but I fired the shot a bit early there because I haven't actually got my units in. There we go. Decent damage. And oh, look, it's a cavalry corps. Who would have thought to make that in advance? Madness. Absolute madness. Synergized attack? Who would have thought of it? Quickest city I can send my spy to. 5 turns. 5 turns. We'll give it a try. 97 combat strength ironclad strike. That's a big one. Goodbye, Coupe. I'm quite glad we saw the end of Coupe in this game. The world needed that. Plus there's oil here. I give this city democracy. Look at that. I went from 37 trade routes to 0. That's both amazing, frightening, and wonderful all at the same time. Venetian Arsenal. I intended to build this to build my battleship fleet, and it took too long. So there you go. It never appeared. Oh, that's a lot of readjusting to do. So I have a 3 food, 4 production, but no gold route with some science. Cahokia can provide me some of this. I think this is worth it. Let's start sending the routes internally. Let's actually use the University of Sancourt in all of its glory. Throw as many of these routes up as we can, making sure that all of my people are in the right places again. Move you to there. I think I might actually need to bring this guy onto land. Remember, he can disembark and embark with no movement cost whatsoever, but that means could in theory get another battleship and switch with this tower. But I don't need to do that this turn, but that's something I'm going to start doing. I'm having to very carefully make sure that every single city that's capable of having a University of Sancourt route does have one. I don't want anyone to miss out here. Feel awful to know. It would feel awful to know that someone was missing out on the University of Sancourt's education. Keep on firing. firing at the city, or about halfway there. So the one funny thing that I have noticed is Persia has lost about half of their science per turn. Why is that funny, you ask? Well, it just is. I simply find it very funny indeed. Capital's losing strength. There is an ironclad approaching. Luckily, I've got some powerful units that are just spare. These don't mind mopping up at all. Attack, 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 and attack. Oh no, it's dead. What a shame. Every single possible route currently available to the University of Sankor has now been achieved. There are no more in the game available to me. They're giving me 3 food, 4 production, 2 science, 1 faith. We'll work on this city. I think we can improve that substantially. Persia has just switched to oligarchy. Maybe for a defensive bonus? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's quite entertaining. It's 106 strength that battleship just had on that attack, and we're onto red health. Amazing. Move my cavalry there and get them ready to attack. Oh, a submarine. It's a regular submarine. I love that. You don't see that sort of thing often. Defeating their navy, pushing them back. I might seize this city because I can. Let's land the cavalry. And thus we make the final strikes, lowering the city to exactly 0 health. And the cavalry, aided by our unique great person, marches into Mashhad, here to speak to Shah about the beauty of my horses. We have taken the victory. Oh yes. He's rather chuffed about it. Hatshepsut. I need to get used to saying that name for Civ 7, don't I? There you go. Buildings constructed. Whee! I had a very slow start that game. Not pointing fingers, Lincoln, but it's absolutely your fault. Cities captured. After turn 100, I got going. Cities founded. A lot, but the AI, including Nader Shah, actually did have quite a few cities, so I was quite impressed with that. Districts. Again, Nader Shah having a great game. Maybe because I was boosting him with trade routes, maybe not. Great people earned. I did pretty well on that one. Culture, I took the lead towards the end of the game. Science, it was me and Nader Shah pretty much the entirety of the game. Look at both of our economies crash though when I get rid of that alliance, although that's the University of Sankor making up half the difference of the Science Alliance. Wow. Tokugawa, eat your heart out. Player score, it's looking lovely. Player faith, I never had quite as much. Religions founded. Right at the end, I kind of just nipped Buddhism in. I forgot to mention it. I wanted the +4 combat strength. Units killed a lot. Units lost 1, 2, 3 units all game. That is appalling. I do apologize. And 5 wonders. Wow. Again, Nader Shah having an absolute wonder fest. His empire legitimately was quite amazing. So that was an incredibly messy game that involved a lot of early game war, and I took my rage out upon the world, especially when Egypt started being annoying along with America. But what do I take away from this mod? Strudeler, Hannibal Barca, Punic-Iberia. A lot of fun. There's a lot of things I like about this mod. I thought the forest elephants were kind of niche and they weren't very useful for very long, but I did like the fact that you could make a crossing. I did like the fact that I crossed over the mountains into Washington. That gave me quite a bit of fun. The Shofet is really interesting, like a localized, more important version of a great person because it works both on Navy and Army. I wonder actually if it works on planes as well. Maybe it does, but I like the interaction with city-states. That was fun. The Punic Colonia. This was an amazing district, and I really enjoyed the interaction with a civ that actually makes you build both commercial hubs and harbors. I haven't seen that before outside of Owls of Minerva, but that was a really, really fun combination, and it involved some huge adjacencies with some amazing shipyards and some early game free inquiry that I really enjoyed. The extra trade route is quite powerful, I won't lie, when abused like I abuse it, but does that make it any less fun? Absolutely not. As usual, thank you so much, Strudeler, for the recommendation, and I would recommend you, dear people watching this video, get to my Discord where the save file is. All of the mod lists you need are there as well. Have a go on this one. I don't think you will regret it at all. It's a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for liking this video and all the other videos I put out. Thank you for helping me whip the algorithm into shape. I've been Ursaran. I'm off to the next series. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Kappa Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Jolly Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bukaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Zinikush, Echobear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Twin Cam Inferno, Martin S, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!